Hello, sweet souls. This is Meredith. I am here with our daily reading for Tuesday, the 16th of October. We're using Sawyer's Path Tarot. Want to let you know I have a new video up on the Instagram TV, so you can find that at Meredith of Angel Soul on Instagram. It's also linked for you here on the YouTube channel. Just click the Instagram button in the cover photo on the page. Okay, check that out. That's fun. It's timeless, but it's the question is, what does Spirit most want me to know? And you get to choose from 1, 2, or 3 different stacks of cards, and there's a reading to go along with it. So enjoy that when you have a moment. Excuse me. Let's get going. Let's see what's in our Tuesday. This is my favorite day of the week. I just love Tuesday. And our first card is Eight of Wands, dynamic movement forward, and good communication here too. I like this card. It's super stable. It's, you know, an 8's a double 4, so extra stable. There's news on this card, so we might receive an email or a text message or a phone call that brings us some new information. This is also about the circumstances, scenarios, and events unfolding now are speeding up. There's creative thinking on this card, sharp wit, and it's a message of making what you want real. So it is a good manifestation card, and I feel like we get information about something that we are endeavoring to manifest at this time. All right, let's see what's next. Oh, for real. This guy, okay, he took like 1 day off yesterday. He was not in our reading yesterday, but here he is, the Knight of Swords. Oh my goodness. My girlfriend Kate and I had a nice long conversation about him the other day. That was enjoyable. I love that he keeps showing up. The dude has endurance, right? So what does he want us to know? He's all about clarity, but he doesn't really care how he gets it. You know, he can rush onto a scene and just create all manner of mayhem and chaos. However, something in the wake of that brings clarity. So it's possible here that this Eight of Wands and this Knight of Swords, I feel like this is a continuing story, as if something has already occurred, some news, some information, some sort of communication has already happened, and it's bringing us clarity. So this may be something left over from the weekend, or maybe even from our Monday. So you'll know what that is if that's the case. Let's see what goes with our Knight. 9 of Wands. So we have an 8 and a 9. That's progress. That's progression forward. Forward movement. Yes, I do feel intuitively that this is something that's already occurred. Now, we've had messages for many days about, you know, crossing a threshold, walking through a gateway into a new realm of, excuse me, new realm of experience. We've reached the end of one leg of the journey, and we are into a new leg of the journey. Now the 8 and the 9 of the same suit bring, like I said, progression, but the 9 has a lot to do with endurance. So there are those of us who are still feeling like there's a bit of challenge, maybe even some weariness for this leg, or my guides are saying right now a little bit of resistance. Let me tune into that for a moment. It's as though we're digging for a deeper truth on this 9. So the 8 is bringing us more information that we're looking for on the 9. The Knight's here bringing clarity, so we're getting it. We are getting the message we're looking for. There are those of you, though, who feel like you're trapped in a waiting pattern or a revolving door. And so this, if that's the case for you, be like the Knight of Swords and break out of the revolving door. Set yourself free from that, because you'll just keep getting more of the same if you stay there. So the 9 asks us to bring our wisdom and sense of personal responsibility to our experience, to use our energy wisely. This is, my guides are saying this is a message not to obsess about the information. It's just information. You can sort that. You can apply it. You can take it with a grain of salt. Ultimately, you got to bring clarity to your heart space, and this is what's happening. You're receiving messages about clarity within the heart space, and we might be a little bit in our head space with it right now, obsessing over it. The message is to relax. Clarity is coming. Clarity is unfolding, which is good. There's also, on the 9, a fear of not completing a goal, which leads me to an energy of potential rejection, like a fear of rejection. So there could be some self-protection energy. Let me try to string this together a little bit, because it's kind of coming in bits and pieces here, fits and starts. I feel that something of the weekend and into our Monday has come into our consideration. It's deeply important to us within our heart space. This has something to do with a co-creation, a manifestation with the all that is. For many of you, I feel this is related to beloved relationship. I feel like you're waiting on something. You're in a revolving door. The message is to come out of that. There is a fear of rejection, so you're staying in the revolving door because at least that feels familiar. You've been there for a while and it's somewhat comfortable, even though it's not really serving your higher and greater purpose here. So the fear of rejection is also a fear of liberation in these cards. So the 9 is have the endurance, have the strength, have the spiritual power as you look for the truth in your manifestation process, even if some of what you witness you don't like. Come into harmony, let that go. Or let it be. Just let it be. That's what I feel there. Letting it be. Clarity is coming. Let's see what's next. Okay, great. High Priestess. And not only is clarity coming, but it is coming from our own intuitive gifts. And how beautiful is that? This is listening through the heart space, through our compassion, through our gratitude. This is two things here. The High Priestess speaks to hidden knowledge, things we don't know, things we have yet to consider, have not considered. And there is a dawning of realization on this card. And some of us don't want to look at that because we're still afraid of rejection for whatever it is. Now, you can relate that to beloved relationship. You can relate it to mending a family or friend relationship. But there is clarity in truth that is, what I want to say, somewhat stark and potentially difficult to look at. And in that starkness and in that difficulty to gaze upon it, we create a mountain out of a molehill. So it's way less concerning than we think it is. It is the magnitude of fear, the absence of our willingness to love what is before us, to wholeness, to harmony, to balance. And we are being guided toward that by our own guides and angels, by our own intuitive gifts. And the High Priestess invites us to deepen our relationship with our own higher self and to trust our inner knowing, to have some to have some quiet time to hear our own thoughts. That's a message we've had more than once in the past few days too. Keeping our own counsel to some degree, which is a good idea when you see the Knight of Swords, because he is impetuous. And I think we had it in yesterday's reading, like, take a moment before you start running your mouth. Contemplate before you speak, because you could give the wrong impression, and which is not your intention. So until this, whatever this is, sorts out, consider allowing the silence for a little bit. Allowing the intuition to flow and come fully into form. Oh, I can't believe I'm going to say it because I'm trying to get rid of this word. Have a little bit of patience with your own self, which means to go with the flow and be in the spirit of allowing. So allow this situation to become clearer and allow the situation to unfold. Know that you have the strength, skill, endurance, and talent to navigate the whole thing. Okay. Oh, Hanged Man. We had him recently too. New perspective here. Gain a new perspective for enlightenment. He's the perfect accompaniment to the High Priestess. And what I was just saying about keeping our own counsel, allowing whatever is unfolding here, there's going to be more communication. There's going to be more conversation. There will be more information for us to reach our conclusions with, make our decisions from. And we want to be in our heart space for when that happens. So take a time out, rest, relax, look at it from a different perspective. Ask your guides and angels, what have I not considered? I listened to another reader on YouTube. Love her channel. But she had said, you know, you could be looking at a situation and you see two ways. One's going one direction, one's going another direction. One might feel more favorable to you and one might feel less favorable. But consider that there's another way, a third way. And that will reveal itself through enlightenment. Hanged Man. I like that he is underneath the Knight of Swords because he's encouraging us to pause. Please pause before you rush onto the scene like this dude and just, you know, wreak havoc on the battlefield. Waving your sword wildly, you know. Take a moment and chill out. Listen to your deep inner knowing. Yeah, because it creates a Four of Wands situation for us. This is quite beautiful. We have 8, 9, and now 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands, as I tell you, is the honeymoon card. Everybody loves seeing this card because it means that, you know, something great is coming to fruition. And I do feel that here. We don't have all the clarity for it right now, though. And my feeling is whatever information came out of this 8 that progressed us into the 9, on the 9 we feel a bit defensive. We feel a bit protective. Because we're guarding something within ourselves on this 4, which is the fulfillment of a dream come true. So there's this sense within us that we feel that this is suddenly out of reach because of whatever came in for information on this 8. Now I also want to comment that for days, again, I know I said it earlier in the reading, but we've had messages about crossing a threshold into self-discovery, new experiences. There's also been a deepening of connection and commitment within all of our relationships. So there's new experience and energy, life force blossoming there too. So when things are new, they feel tentative. They feel delicate almost. And it's easy to go into an old pattern of fearful thinking, of grasping and defensiveness and holding on because it's so new, it's so tender, it's so fresh. We have to be really careful and delicate with it. These cards are asking us to let go of that, to allow this flow, delicate or not, hardy or not, to allow the flow, to cross these thresholds. So here we have the Hanged Man. This looks like a doorway, doesn't it? We have the Four of Wands. This looks like a doorway, and then there's yet another doorway. So we're still in the process of stepping through these doorways and across these thresholds. And my feeling is that we have, from yesterday's reading, we have said yes, and we went forward, and now we feel tentative because this is new and fresh. And the 9, while somewhat defensive, somewhat protective, is reminding us that we have all the resources necessary to navigate this leg of the journey and do it well by listening to our deep inner knowing, by falling back on, trusting in, having faith for our enlightenment. So trust it, folks. The message I'm getting right now is it's better than you think. It's grander than you think. It's more exciting than you even think right now. It's better than you dreamed it. That's the message I have. Yeah, and look at this. The Two of Wands is crossing, literally the message of this card is crossing a threshold into a new realm of experience. And there it is. And not only is it right there on that card, but it's the world. The world is at your feet. It's what you're dreaming for is right there. And you're being asked to have faith and to trust the process. So the Two of Wands is about your long-term plans coming into fruition. This is the vision we had a long time ago, being clear now. It's beautiful. Yeah, this is holding the awareness of our dreams coming true and witnessing them coming true. There's passion in this card. There's faith, there's will, there's movement. This is our potential maximized on this card. Beautiful. Hang in there, people. It feels as if we are excuse me, going it alone a little bit right now. And that's okay, because in that we learn to have or foster even greater faith that the universe has our back, and it does. And in the course of the day today, that will make itself obvious to us in some small or grand way, depending on where you are in your manifestation process for whatever it is that has so much heart space meaning to you. You will see evidence of some kind today that fosters your faith. Wonderful. Okay, let's go to our angel answer cards. This is your opportunity to ask a question. So please do that. Okay, first card. First one that comes out is within the next few months. My feeling here is this relates to the 4 and the 9. Well, actually the 2 as well. Within the next few months, you will see more and more evidence. So as we've crossed this threshold into a new realm of experience, we will gain momentum in a favorable way. We will see more and more evidence of the universe having our back, of the universe being our co-creative partner, and we will see more and more aspects of our dream coming true. So it's not necessarily like snap your fingers overnight, bang, it's there. It's a gradual, day by day, moment by moment thing. So being in the now, having faith, having trust, leaning into our deep inner knowing, and relying on our resourceful enlightenment makes all of this happen. So we'll see signs, we'll see symbols, we'll see evidence that just continues to support us, to keep going. We'll feel less and less defensiveness on that 9. Next card. Whoa, okay. Yes. Some of you asked a yes, no. Your answer is yes. I also feel that this yes is a confirmation to what I was just speaking about on this within the next few months card. Last card from Angel Answers. Okay. We got a couple here that fell out. First one is don't stop. Yeah, don't quit. Keep going. Keep going. And then an emphatic no, which I feel goes very well with the don't stop, which is also emphatic. We've got exclamation points on both of them. Don't quit. This no for me is that your fear is groundless. Let's put it that way. Love is boundless, fear is groundless. Ooh, I like that. I may have to make one of those little Instagram posts that look so fancy and make that a nice little saying. Fear is groundless, love is boundless. Yeah, your fears are not being realized here. If you descend into fearful thinking, negative thinking, limited thinking, you're going to get more of that. We all know it at this point because we've done it so many times. We know the opposite is the truth. So don't stop going for what it is you're dreaming for because it's unfolding for you. In each nanosecond, it's unfolding for you. All right. Our last card, our affirmation, our positive message of the day from Notes from the Universe by Mike Dooley. This is cute. It's time for a love fest. Yes, it is. Not a fear fest, a love fest. It says, actually, everyone is reasonable. They just have their own reasons. And usually, it's worth trying to learn what they are to maximize chances of a full-blown 60s style psychedelic love fest, which is always a good thing. Groovy you, the universe. Yeah. Go there, folks. Have a groovy love fest today. Happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe here on the channel. Do check out that new Instagram TV reading. You can find that at symbol Meredith of Angel Soul. It's also linked in the cover photo here on the channel. So just click it. You're a click away. If you'd like to book a private reading, you can do that in the description box below. Peace, love, joy, blessings to each and every one of you. Leave some comments. Tell me what's going on here. I'd love to see it. Other people like reading your comments on the channel too. Don't forget you have an inspirational power there when you share your story. Okay, have a beautiful day, everyone. I'll see you very soon with our Wednesday reading.